So how do you go from a mediocre presentation? How do you go from a PowerPoint that's just blur to an awesome PowerPoint, right? There are three things about it. Now, number one is that there are there are actually three kinds, but in the full training that I do on PowerPoint, I mentioned three. But in this case, I'm just going to tell you there are two kinds of PowerPoint presentations you'll be making, right? There is the PowerPoint presentation that you are never going to present. You're not presenting it, you're just converting some existing report, maybe a Word report, an Excel report, you're converting them into PowerPoint. Nobody is going to say, okay, we have booked the room already for this period, come plug your laptop to a projector and you start presenting. That is common for most of us who do reports. Maybe you work in a department where you have to create reports at some interval, maybe weekly, and you send the reports in PowerPoint, you know. So for you, this presentation is not having you in mind, because you can break many rules and get away with it, because you're actually not connecting it to a presentation, to a projector. You know, you don't have to pace yourself. All the rules about how many slides per hour, per minute, will not apply to you because you are not presenting it. So that's why I said there are two, but there are actually three categories. So now, the second category is the one where you have to present, right? So that's what this is geared about. But the truth is that if you follow me and you follow the rules I'm mentioning here, even the ones you are not presenting will look a lot better. I'm going to show you what I mean. Take a look at this presentation, this one. Now, this is a presentation that it's about, I don't know if you heard about the book, Startup of You, right? They did it as a marketing material for the book. So meaning that a lot of people are going to be enjoying this without actually somebody presenting it to them. So they will be using it as if the one I said, number one, where someone creates a PowerPoint report and sends to you and is not presenting, you know. So again, like I said, I will be fast-paced, but you'll get the idea, you'll get the vibe. So go through this. You are consuming this without anybody presenting it to you. I want you to notice some things, right? Let's just keep at it. I'm not going to mention things, but you visually be watching and be noticing things, right? This is even in PowerPoint, I mean PDF. So it doesn't have any animation. I hope you notice that there is no animation, right? So everything that looks like animation, let me go back here. This that looks like animation, this one here. In fact, also this one, but this is a bit more obvious because you notice that it's paste, right? It is a slide itself. Okay, I've done that. Great. Let me just make. So this, you will notice that this is a separate page. Man, this one, right? This is a page in itself, a second page. Okay. I'll be a bit faster now. Maybe I will share the slide so that you see it after. But I'm just trying to tell you that what I'm going to walk us through is cuts across. It will be useful even if you're not going to present it, because if you follow those rules, even that your slide that you're not presenting will look a lot better. Okay, so now that's the number one out of the three things. Number one, there are two kinds of presentations, the one you will present and the one you're not going to present. Now, number two is that every presentation by itself is supposed to be guiding. So I'm talking now about what we're going to do, a proper presentation. Forget about the one where you're not presenting, because you can break rules and nobody will notice, right? You can use small fonts and the person will just zoom his screen or takes his face closer to the screen. You know, nobody will say you spent too much hour and you are rushing your slides. So we are talking about the proper presentation where you're going to have to present, right? So for that one, number two is that it is not your slides is just a part of your presentation. So which means it has to go hand in hand with you having a goal in mind, what it is you are driving the audience towards, right? And then the slides is emphasizing. So more importantly, why they say bullet points, right? You're not supposed to be reading off the slides, okay? So that's number two. Number two is that your presentation is a component. Your slides are just a part of your presentation. Then number three is that whatever the goal is that you're supposed to achieve with your presentation, it has to be very obvious. You know, you don't do a slide, you don't do slides, and there's sometimes we call it call to action. We call it the whatever it is, be it in a business case, be it in a product presentation. You're going for a technical sales, and you need to do presentation. At the end, they must say, okay, yes, we're going to go with your product. Or if it's a case of for us in training, they must be able to say, oh yes, we're going to go with your own solution. We've seen from your presentation, it's awesome, and at the end you are owning on what it is you want them to do. So great. I'm going to breeze through this. So the rules, let's go to the theory first, then I do the practical really quick. First of all, don't start with a boring slide. So just delete whatever approach you used to do. You know, most of us just go onto PowerPoint instantly and we start writing bullet points and we start writing things, and no, just throw away take all of that, dump them in the garbage can. So the number one thing is that first of all, I know I put it in a separate slide, but I will mention it because I'm trying to compress like many hours things into 1 hour, right? You need to have a plan. Remember I said your presentation is meant to, your slide is meant to support something bigger, right? So you need to, in fact, when I do things for clients, before I used to build do PowerPoint decks as a commercial thing that I charge people for and do, and I always start with pen and paper. I start writing out. I ask them, number one, what's the presentation about? Oh, I'll give you a real life one. There's a client that for him, he's a lawyer, and what he does is he talks about ICT. He's into ICT anyway, and it's a niche for him. So when he goes to events, CBN events, industry events, and sometimes he pays for those speaking slots. So because commissioner is going to be there, some big wigs are going to be there, he needs to sell himself. He needs them to know that they need to reach him, right? So he will say, okay, I want to talk about intellectual property right in the music industry. And that's actually true. There was one he did at 4 points, and that was the topic, intellectual property, right? And so what did I do? I write down the topic, and then I asked him, how many minutes are you giving? So he said, I can't remember exactly, but let's say he said 40 minutes. Once you tell me the number of minutes, I'm going to know exactly how many slides we're supposed to be, right? Because the rule of thumb is you want to do 3 to 5 minutes per content slide. What do we mean by content slide? Content slide is, let me show you what a content slide is. This is not a content slide. This is a title slide, right? This is a content slide, a slide where you're supposed to stay on it and talk for some minutes. So 3 to 5 minutes is the budget. Some people say 2 minutes, but if you are talking about something serious, 3 to 5 minutes, you know. Otherwise, start looking like a movie. The slides keep going through, and you know, it looks as if you are packing too many slides and you'll be short of time. So we start with what's the title? How many minutes are you supposed to present for? Safely just say divide the number of minutes by 3. Let me say 3 or 4, right? So let's say 60 minutes. Divide 60 minutes by 3. That's 20. Then your content slide should not be more than 20. They are what we call breaker slide. Breaker slide is like, okay, I've talked about what is intellectual property, and I have 3 slides under that. Then I move to another section. All those section breakers, you can omit them on your title. Okay, so now in each of the slides itself, one idea per slide. That's what people find very difficult. We are used to bullet points. So you find out that most people like to put many ideas in one slide. And the problem is when they write one idea, it looks like all the space is wasted. So that's why number 1 and 2, 3, they work together, right? When you put one main idea in your slide, then you will be forced to use very few texts and try and look for more graphics, okay? So have a flow. That one needs no, one does not need to say that. I've already told you need to start with pen and paper, okay? So now you've gotten that part. And so the key thing is, in crafting out a flow, you need to start with your main idea. Your main idea is going to form, so you've given me 60 minutes. I've gotten that to mean that I need 20 content slides, right? 20 content slides, if I'm going to talk about 3 different things. So for that man, it was that we're going to talk about, you know, intellectual property, them understanding what intellectual property is. That's one section. 4 slides under that, right? Now, another section is the music industry, understanding the dynamics in the music, because I was doing this for the music industry. So that's another section, right? So that's maybe we have like another 6 slides under that. That's 10 slides gone, 10 content slides gone. Then I have another section that it's on now the value on the table. That was what we tried to emphasize. So why are musicians in Nigeria, by them ignoring intellectual property, not doing it properly, they are losing money? So Spotify is paying Drake, Spotify is paying all the foreign musicians because they have a proper way that they've put in place for them to pay them, but they can't pay Nigerian musicians. Why? They have not tried to even put in place a structure for them to pay them for their IP, right? So they're just waiting for you to come and claim your money. They're not going to argue with you when you come, but then they are not going to pay you if there's no way to pay you anyway. So that is like section 3. Section 4 is what it does, how its service is going to, you know, bring that together, right? That's section 4. So maybe, you know, 4 sections. That means each section is having its own slide, a section breaker, what introduces that section. We don't include it in the count of slides. So 4 sections means I'm going to have 4 slide breakers. That's what I call it, section breakers. You know, one that will talk about what is IP, what you need to know. Second one that will talk about the industry, the music industry. The third one that will talk about how you are missing out because you are not having a proper IP stuff as a musician. Then number 4, how his own services is going to, you know, make you make more money than whatever you're going to pay in. Okay, 4 sections, 4 things that will introduce them. Now, each of those sections are maybe like, let's say because there are 4 sections, maybe we are putting 5 slides. So now you understand what I mean. 20 content slides. So 20 content slides means the slide is going to talk more on, you know, will not be more than 3 minutes, you know, in the entire time. So when they give you 60 minutes, then that means like 60 divided by 320, and then you now have your title slide, your thank you slide, you know, and contact us slide, whatever. So it must have a flow. I'm going to skip all these ones because you can always get all these ones. So instead of me talking about it, I'm going to go and do the practical. I will show you a real life. I want to do a real life practical right within the session. So this is what we use in the normal training. I'm going to just keep completely. Let me just look for something that can help you a bit. So now I want to do a practical. My practical will follow these steps, right? And it will help you understand some of what I'm trying to say. So let me just see if there's anything I need to. If I explain this, you will not get it unless I do the practical. So I'm going to just skip. So here's the practical we're going to do together. I'm even going to use something very recent. So I just finished my master's in financial engineering. As part of our master's stuff, we need to do a project, a capstone project, and we need to do a recorded presentation because an online master's, a recorded presentation for our professor. How many minutes? Okay, great. So they gave us a slide template, but as you can see, the template they gave us, they even told us how they wanted us to fit it. This is not the way. If I'm doing things from scratch, this is not what I'm going to do. So I want to remake it. So I've not done this before, but I want to show you, at least you can see this, and it looks fine. It's not that bad, right? But there are some rules about it that is already broken. So, but they had to say this is what they want. They wanted things to be standardized. They don't want people creating all kinds of funny things for them. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to recreate all of this right there in this session. And in doing this, I'll be exposing you to how the things I use when I'm creating PowerPoint presentations and things you should be aware of. I think I need to turn on more lights. Let me just do that right now. Okay, great. So it should be brighter now. All right, so let's get started. First of all, let me expose you to the assets I use. What do I mean by assets? Okay, I was trying to even look for the login for one of the stocks, but not a problem. So the assets I use are usually 3 things. So number 1 is I always start with the templates. I'll explain to you what a template means, right? Number two is I look for supporting graphics. I look for, remember what I said, fewer text, more graphics, right? More illustrations. So I look for graphics. Sometimes you can find them within PowerPoint. Some other time you will have to go outside. So when I say go outside, depending on what you're trying to do. If I'm trying to do things where I'm looking for images that explain abstract terms. Abstract terms are things like joy, love. I'm trying to explain maybe something about team building, right? So I can always go to Flickr. I can go to YouTube. I have a couple of places I typically go, where you can go and grab images that will support those kind of concepts. Team building. I'm doing a training where I want to explain the value of I don't know what things again, maybe health, even COVID-19 stuff. So you can always go and get those ones here. But now when it comes to technical things, not abstract stuff now, technical things, like in my own case, this is my master's program. I'm not going to be going to Flickr or Google or some other image places I go to gather royalty-free images. I'm not going to go there to go and get image for to use in my. I'm going to rather look for images that are representative of either the charts that I've done. So I build charts myself, or I go to illustrations in Microsoft Word, in Microsoft PowerPoint. There is illustration. So if you go here, let me zoom my screen. So if you go to illustrations, this is what I'm calling illustration. You can see illustration, right? You have many things you can use, but first of all, I usually go to SmartArt. So SmartArt can help me. I want to explain SWOTs, strength, weakness, and strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. I can go there and look for a matrix and say I want to do SWOT. Maybe this is what I want to use for the SWOT. No, this one might look better. This one, right? So you have all those ones. So when it's technical things, I might need to create from scratch using illustrations, using infographics. You have infographics also here. Let me show you the things for when you come to icon. You're going to have the things that you can use for infographics. So when it comes to those technical things I want to depict, then that's what I use. But when it comes to abstract things like, things general, right? I want to explain it's health, safety, and environment, right? Sometimes I might need images that show that depict this is dangerous, this is health relevant, or you get it. Well, that one I can go to Google, go to Flickr, go to any royalty-free image website, and I get from there. But when I want to explain, we have in our company, I did a survey, and 3 out of 10 people say they're going to buy our products. What do I do? Infographics. I can come in here and search for people, right? And when I search for people, I say 3 out of 10 people, right? So let's see. If I want it to be gender specific, I can look for an image that is obviously gender specific. But if I just want something that it's not gender specific, it's gender neutral, then I could pick this one. Let me pick what will not take too much time to use to explain. So I'm going to use one for yes, we're going to buy your product, and another one for we're not interested in your product, right? So I can pick, let's use, I'm looking for one person. Okay, let's use the one person that is colored so that it's easier to make the color obvious. Okay, I'm going to use, but this looks like a lady. Not the problem. You get the idea. Anyway, if you have time, I can be much more deliberate in picking the type. So I'm going to just use this, right? So once maybe I'll put it here. Put it here, right? So 10 people, say they are going to use our product. 3 out of 10 people say they are going to use our product. 3 out of 10 people say they are going to use our product. 1, 2, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I go to align top, I go to distribute horizontal, I pick here, I go to align bottom, I go to distribute horizontal, then, so these people are not interested in our product, okay? I can give them a different color, right? They are not interested in our product. These guys are the ones interested in our product. Okay, so these guys are the ones interested in our product. I can give them a color that will be bright and say, okay, yeah, these are the guys interested in our product. Maybe I give it green or what have you. So you have many ways that you can instantly start depicting things. So I'm going to quickly round up the part about the assets I use. So I use infographics, I use picture. That's what I just told you. And I use smart arts. You saw me go to the smarter part. So I want to do organogram. I want to do many of all these things are very, very useful. Then that's one type of asset. Another type of asset is this. So I go to colors sometimes to get ideas about colors to mix. So this helps me to know which colors to mix. I'm not very good with colors. So those who are good with colors might not need the help. But for me, I need all the help I can get. So I usually come here to pick colors. So you see how I'm going to use it. So colors, let me see if I can paste the website for you. colors.co. So that's another asset I use. Then I go here. I was even trying to log in before the class starts so I can show you my own templates and collection. So I usually buy my templates from these guys. Let me go to the portion where it's about presentation templates. So this is where I get most of my templates from. So I have like some 3 templates I've bought that I use heavily across most places. So let me just, you can also try out other places, but I usually use these guys. Bought a couple from them and I'm so happy with what I've gotten from them. So I'm going to, wait, maybe that's not, let me just be sure where I usually get well, because of time, I can always correct it. There are 2 of them. I'm just not too very certain if it's that one or the other one. But anyway, so those are one template. Yeah, so that's all great. So let's start. I want to redo I want to redo this. So what do? I go to File, I go to New. I always start with the templates. Either I'm creating from scratch or I'm modifying. So what have I done? I have bought some templates already that I'm not a graphic artist. So it's easier for me to modify than to build from scratch, right? So I look for which one is already close to what I'm going to do, right? Am I trying to do something that is related to startup? Yeah, sometimes I'm not so sure which one I'm going to use until I open them all, right? But I want to use this one. I think this will make sense for what I want to. So I'm going to just, click on this and launch it. So again, in another session, you might, I don't know how to show you how to download these templates, but they are not difficult to download. So downloading the template is a bit easy to do. So that one has no big deal about. I want to do the practical side more so that you can be able to take some action, some practical value out of what I am taking us through. Okay, great. So this is the template I want to modify. Okay. So when it comes to modifying templates or creating your own templates, right? If you are creating a template, maybe this is your PowerPoint, empty, new. You go to View. So you go to View menu. When you go to View menu, you go to Slide Master. Go to Slide Master. So when you go to Slide Master, this is the empty templates that come in all PowerPoint. So you can start modifying. So you can say, okay, I want on all of my slides, I want our logo to be there. I want our logo to be there. I think I have my logo even. I have our logo already open in one. logo. Where's our logo? Pictures. So our logo is somewhere. So this is our logo, right? I can say I want our logo to be there. I take our logo and I bring here. And I say, okay, this logo, I want it to be always on the upper left side. Okay, great. And then I say, okay, on some slides, I want to do some special design. I want some slides to be all black. You know, maybe I want to put some things that will look really good on a black background. Solid fill. So because this is not what I want to show you, I'm going to come out of this and go and do the real one. But then if you notice, right, that small thing I've done, right, it's already propagating through every of the slides here. Can you see? Everything is now having that logo, and I have the one that is black. So this is how we create templates. So automatically this becomes like a template you have created, right? So some people have created templates that they've put a lot of assets. Like this guy, this one I bought now that I'm showing you, the person has put a lot of interesting assets. So I don't have to start from scratch. So is this template I want to modify now to use to do this, my master's project all over, right? So let's start. So for me to start, I need to go to where I'm going to change the templates, right? So remember what I said, I go to view, and I go to slide master. Okay, so now I'm in slide master. I want to start customizing things. Are there things I want to always make look differently across all the entire slides? So let's see. Will it be nice to put our company? Actually, let me use the school. So let's use. So this is the university. So this is the university logo. I'm going to grab it. So I'm going to say, okay, maybe I want that to show across all of the slides, and I don't yet know where it will look nice, but let me start with putting it maybe on this upper left, you know. So I've done that, and then the color, the color is different. Like this here now I have lemon green, right? Maybe I want to reflect the company's color, the school's color. The school's color is this purplish kind of color, right? I don't know the code for it. How am I going to grab the code for it? Not a problem. So there are two ways. If you can grab this thing, if it's an image, if you can grab it and take it to PowerPoint, PowerPoint will get the color for you. Let me use that approach. Since I already have the image here. Okay, great. This is pixelated. It won't look nice. Okay. Let me grab another version of the image. I need my slides. Sorry, I was clicking the wrong button. So let me just. I'm going to just grab this image. There are many things you can use to grab an image in your computer. If you use Mac, you know the shortcut. If you use Windows, there's snipping tool. So that's not the key thing. I want to show you how I can get the color out. So I'll just come here, paste it. Not a problem. I'm going to go to, I want to get the color out. I don't usually use a PowerPoint for it, so that's why it's looking like I'm hunting for it, right? But I need to show you, if it's taking too much time, Then I'll go pick something else. This is it. So eyedropper. Eyedropper, I click on it. It's going to get me the color, right? So it has gotten me that color here. This is that color here. So I want to get the code for this color. Or if it has gotten me, then it has gotten me. I don't need to get the color. So this is the color, right? So what was it we are trying to do, right? So what we are trying to do before is I wanted to change all this color to reflect that one. So I'm going to go to, this is a text color. So I'm going to go to text. I'm going to pick that. See, this is a line color. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to pick that. So it keeps it in memory. So now I'm beginning to adjust the color. So there's something at the bottom here. So presented by Jaffa Designs. I think I don't need this one, except if I want to say presented by Michael Olafusi, right? Okay, so maybe that would be nice. Michael. And then again, I'm going to make it have that color. I'm going to make this have that color. And then I'm going to, since this is basically the same thing, I don't have to kill myself by redesigning all over and over again. I'm going to copy that, dump this. How many more minutes do I have? Okay, great, I'm 36. I'm going to, you'll see the effect. It looks like, well, what are we trying to do? I'm going to check where else. I'm going to change this to this, change this to this. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to change this to this, change this to this. And if you want to change fonts too, the same way I'm changing color, you can, if you have a particular font you like, you can change. So, but let me see if I can complete what I want to do instantly. Change this, change this, take this out, dump here. Change this, change this, change this, dump here. How many more do I have to go? This is a lot. Okay, I'm going to come out of it. I might not use everything. So once I'm done modifying, so assuming I'm done changing all the parts I need, right? So I go to slide master, right? Yeah, I know this is being recorded. So in case if this looks a bit too fast, you can watch the recording. But once you see the magic, it will motivate you to want to watch the recording. So now you will notice that instantly across the slides, right? A lot of them have started carrying the new design, right? It's good. So now, what is it that my project is on? My project is on, where's my other slide? My project is on short term, blah, blah, is a mouthful. So this is my project topic. So I'm going to grab it. This is my project topic. And they asked me, I think that's what should be here, right? So I don't need this guy. And I'm going to paste it here. Merge this stuff. Something has gone wrong. I'm going to paste it as text. Okay, great. Okay, it's too large. I'm going to reduce the font. And I'm going to reduce the spacing, line spacing, single, good. So this is my project topic. So you just notice that that the university has it's not just one color, right? So there is this other one. I don't know what the name is, but I can grab it. So you already know how to grab color. So what am I going to do? I'm going to use my own way, have my own preferred way of grabbing the colors. So let me just quickly use my own tool. Let me start my Snagit. It's this one. So I'm going to quickly go where the color is. Go here. I'm going to do so this gives me what I use a lot. Come here, I grab the color. Come here, I grab the color code. Control C. I go here. So I'm going to say I want to make this that color. So I go to more color. Where is more color now? More outline colors. I'm going to dump it here. Okay. Then I'm going to make this our color. Great. So and this is good. Me as the person who did the project, there are about 4 of us. No, 3 of us plus the project supervisor. So I'm going to go in here, grab my photo that I want to put there. I usually use, let me look for one that is big. No, let's try this or this. Let's see how this looks like. Okay, so perfect. And if I have, so my other colleagues, I can put their photo there. If I don't have, in this case, let's say I don't have, so I'm knocking theirs off. Okay, and then I'm saying, so this is my project, so I want to also make this reflect this. Okay, so I'm beginning to let it carry the color of the school, right? Okay, so this is what my topic was on. Usually you have to state the date and my group number, right? So I'm going to just insert a text box. So May 2021. Okay. I'm going to align this here. I'm going to make this big. Bold. And this can be a bit bigger. So you want to maintain font type. So you have to use a font family type. If I know I want to be, so whatever font type you want, you have to be consistent. So I'm using Lato in here. So if I'm using Lato, then maybe I try to be consistent and I keep it that way. I think this my name is too big. Good. Okay, great. So this is what my project is on. This is my project title. Then I don't need this guy. I don't need this guy. I don't need this. Then what's the content of my, like a walkthrough? Are you beginning to see is, can you see how drastically different? It's beginning to reflect the color of the school. So I want to talk about the different sections in my project. So if I go here, so the different sections in my project is project goal. Okay, they wanted us to also give our government issued ID photo, project goal, blah, blah, blah. So this will be my different sections, right? So I'm going to make this my breaker slide. So let's see how I'm going to quickly do that. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to again make it reflect the color of then this one is going to reflect this, and let me go see which third color I can pick from the school. So the key thing is 3 is the max color you should use. I'm not very good with colors, but that's what I've read from different. So sometimes you want to, I think 2 is easier to just keep with. So I'm going to try to stick with 2. Then you can use them neutral colors, gray, white, black, and the rest. So if I'm trying to do that, I can make this white then. Between white and gray, so I'll see which will work nice. If this is white, let's try gray. If this is gray, white, gray, or removing it. There's nothing that says it must be there permanently. Removing it looks better. So I'm going to knock these guys off. No, this one, this. Okay. So my different sections, right? So this will look better in white. Where is my font? How many more minutes do I have? Where is the time? Okay, I need to hurry up a bit. This will look better in white. Then these bullet points, I can ditch them. Okay, so let's see. I have an idea that is better than what is here, so I'm going to just I don't have energy to be counting. So I'm going to drag this and this, put them here. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to bring in a text box. So I'm going to start talking about the different sections in my report, right? So I have the projects. Let me go look at the projects, government issued ID photo. So in fact, let me skip that because they just put it there because they wanted us to verify that we are who we have. Project goal. Next one is background and importance. I don't have energy to type. Let me copy and paste as text. Background and importance. Literature review. Assumptions and technology. Peer review feedback. Highlights of data sets. Summary of reports. These are still like summary of reports. My contribution is actually. Contribution, because I worked in a group, so they wanted us to write out what our contributions in each member, what you contributed in the project. Future scope of work, so other people doing on this, what they need to work on. Then special thanks. Okay. So this is going to look a lot better as a light. So I'm going to come here use whatever font type I'm keeping to. I think this should be bold also, and then font color. So font color white. Okay, so these are my different. I need to space them a bit more. So I need to come here and say spacing after each should be a bit more so that they look very. So this is looking better. Okay, so if you feel that you want to make it have a bullet point, great. Just maybe I can make it numbered. Okay, so these are the different sections in my report. Good. So what do I do? I want to start with section 1. So I need something that I will use to bring in each section. So I keep flipping through to see what is going to be really nice for that. Okay, so I'm going to reuse this. Okay, so I'm going to say that all of these will be in slightly gray color. Okay, so that will make it obvious that, yeah, that's where I am. So, and I have 11 of them, right? Good. Everything gray, this guy white. Okay. Everything gray. This guy white. Everything gray. Then number 4 white. So this makes like, so you're getting the idea, right? And here, I'm looking at my time. I need to move to, so let's just, when I get to summary of reports parts, I will stop the gray and the white stuff so that we can move a bit faster. Everything gray. In fact, the everything gray, let me duplicate it now. Ctrl D, Ctrl D, Ctrl D, Ctrl D, Ctrl D, Ctrl D. So number 5, white. Number 6, white. Number 7, white. Number 8, white. Number 9, white. Number next, I think I need to just duplicate this one more. Number 9, 10, white. Number last, white. Okay. Need to knock all these ones off. Okay, so my project goal. Let's go look at what my project goal is. So to gather multi-year stocks for these different countries, and then to carry out exploratory. So these are like different points. So if you look at it, this is like goal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll make them as separate slides. Okay, so I'm going to look for a slide that will okay, so I've seen what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this slide. Okay, so goal number 1, multi-year stock gather stock market data. Usually this, if you are presenting, this guy will not make much usefulness. So most times I used to not keep a subtitle in my presentation. In that case, so let me just, so gather multi-year stock data, right? So I'm doing for 4 countries. What do? I go and gather their flag. I think I even have their flag because that was the approach I was trying to use for my slide before. But anyway, let's just see as if we are trying to do it from scratch. So Ghana flag, or Nigerian flag, all of them I'm going to go gather. So flag, you can save if there are images, but sometimes I don't bother. I'll just screenshot what I want. Okay. So really makes sense to put it here, really. In fact, I'm just going to knock off everything here. So I'm bringing in the different countries that we are doing the stuff for. So for Ghana, for Nigeria, this one, what have I done? I'm going to go this in here. So sometimes you want the size to be uniform, right? So I can say this is exactly 0.8 height, 1.2 width, 0.8, 1.2, and then 0.8, 1.2, 1.2. So this one came with extra baggage. We use Canada. I need one where I don't want this stuff showing. And if you save, there's a problem with saving Wikipedia on. Let me show you. If you save from Wikipedia, it saves as SVG. Oh, okay, this one saved well, huh? Canada flag. So we'll try everything. Why is it complaining about the name? Something is wrong with my keyboard. it's picking different. Okay, so I'm going to just insert image. What's the time? It's almost 3 p.m. So I'm going to start jumping from things to things. So jump image. I saved it. I just saved it now. Where did it go? Canada flag. This is serious. Canada flag. Okay, this is it. There's one more country, South Africa. Here, I want to screenshot. I don't want to save again. Okay, we're going to screenshot this one like that. It will come with the X and the all, but we are short of time now. Okay. So since I already know the size I want, right? I'm going to pick everything and just come in here and say 0.8, 1.2. Good. I'm going to put everybody close. So actually, no, our data stuff, it was Nigeria data we gathered first. So the arrangement was more like this. Okay. So I'm going to pick all of them, align. Something is missing, 0.8. Oh, the thing is locking the aspect ratio. No, don't lock 1.2. Good. We'll manage it that way. So I'm going to come in here to align. Align everything to the right, left actually. Align everything to the left. Boom, everything aligned to the left. Distribute vertically. Okay, so we gather stock data for all these different 4 countries. Now, what kind of data did we gather? We gathered multi-year. Okay, so what we did was we gathered multi-year. Now in my I have to go and open my report. So in our reports, we have the chart of the, I need to go to what now? I need to go to Word documents, pull out the graphs. You can see, because I want to stick to one idea per point, you'll see how it's forcing me to use more graphics, right? So what's our final project? This is our final project. So I have graphs of those different countries. So this is the graphs. Grab it, go here. So in fact, I might lose this because this graph is going to explain all of that. Okay. So going to okay. Grab this for Ghana, come here, paste. I'm going to do likewise. 128729. So I know what to do. I won't waste too much time. Drag it here. Go here. Grab for this. Paste. Not waste too much time. Drag it here. Go to the next. Paste. Not spend too much time or so. Drag it here. So I want to, I think I need to let this guy come down a bit more. Line. Distributes. Good. All of these, I'm now going to size them. So this is a 1287. Let me just make it 1.25. Okay, 1.3, 1.25, 7.75, 1.25, 7.75. So that's what 1.25, 7.75. Good. Align to the left. Good. I'm going to shift this last one down. So I think there's a spacing problem. Let's see if this is going to fix our spacing problem. So align everything vertically. I think it did. Problems fixed. So just bring this down. Down. Bring this down. Let me see what value this has. 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. Okay. So I have, by using 1.1 idea, I have multi-year. I have turned what was a bullet point into something more visual, right? Okay. I'll save later. Time is up. I need to go. I knew I was going to struggle to finish, but I hope you've gotten some of the points. So if you compare where we are coming from, where are we coming from? Here. If you compare this with the approach we have already set, you see that the outcome is going to be a lot better. You know, by the time I'm done with this, maybe these are the things for how many points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe these are the 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then gradually we are now here. Then this one has background and importance, right? Background importance has how many points? 1, 2, 3. So by the time I had the 1, 2, 3 points, I don't know what I mean. 1, 2, 3 points. Where are we? We're already here. So you will see by the time we are done that it's no longer looking all these black and white, right? And if you are going to be presenting this is going to be a lot more engaging. And the person is going to say, okay, these are the 11 things my project covers. This is point 1. They're beginning to see that Nigeria has a kind of like up and down. There was a particular time. They might not see the years. That's not a problem. That's why I'm there to talk about it. So I'll be saying, you see that peak you see is 2008 market crash in Nigeria, and then Ghana had a revaluation in 20. So they are seeing the pattern. Everything I'm saying, they are getting it. They can see the flag. It's more, you know, and the names of, if I want here now, this might be better to just write as Nigeria, so that some people who don't know the flag, they will understand. So that's the only thing maybe I might do differently. And this will be South Africa. So even if you are not familiar with the flag, once you will see that name pop up. So I'm going to just, maybe we'll do part 2. Okay, we'll do part 2. So we'll continue from here next session. So I'll just save what I've done then. So I'm just going to save it as Office Power, because there are many other things we are supposed to go through. How do you use the illustrations that are existing inside of PowerPoint? How do you, some people say don't do animation, but there are sometimes animation makes sense. You want to explain maybe I want to explain our escalation matrix, or I want to explain something that is like a flow. You know, okay, as a customer, your first point of contact is the customer service, right? You know, I could do an animation that's what will come up first. Until I click on the next button, you will not know. So if within one day you did not get feedback from customer service, then you can reach out to head of customer service. Then after that, you can reach out to your specific account manager. So that kind of stuff, it will make better sense. Let me just see if I can show you that which I've said now. Let me use this one for that. I can knock this one off. So escalation matrix. Right? I come in here, I do a flow. So how is this going to flow from who to who? I think this is going to be hard. So let's say I'm okay with this type. I pick this. So I say whenever there is an issue, right? The first person you reach, reach our cost, use the customer care. Now, after you reach customer care, give them 48 hours, or let's say 24 hours, right? If you don't get any, if it's not resolved, then you can reach out to your account manager, right? You can reach out to your account manager. So for your account manager, give him 48 hours to resolve. Then if this is not resolved, then you can further escalate to the head of customer service. Now, head of customer service, give him 24 hours. If this is still not resolved, then you can reach out to the whoever. I don't know, most times people kind of kill it there, but then they could say you can reach out to I don't know, maybe MD then. Maybe if you're a big customer, then you can reach out to the MD. And if that one doesn't get resolved, maybe you just go look for another company. But the key thing is, I want to explain this escalation matrix, right? Instead of all of it showing, if I'm in a presentation mode, let's go to present. See, everything is showing, right? No, I would rather set it such that if you go to animation, I'm going to add animation, let's say fade, and then I'm going to make it be that it will not be on click, it will arrange it in a different let me do an animation pin. So it will not be everything together, it will be, you know, one by one. So you will see them, and then it will be on click. So it won't be, if I go back here now to animation. Okay, great. So shit, I thought I turned it to on click. Let's do that again. So yes, on click. Okay, great. I'm going to change this to on click. I'm going to break it down. So on click, then all of the stuff inside, everybody too, is going to be on click. I need to stop here anyway. So let's see. Something is overriding it. I'll go find out what's overriding. But I need to end here. So we'll continue next week. The guest for the next session, the Excel Power Automate session, is already calling me. So we need to end here. So this session is being recorded. You will see the recording also uploaded. So we'll continue from there. We'll build up. Maybe I will take time to see how I can reduce the amount of work so that we'll be able to finish it. Maybe I'll create the content, we'll just be pasting and seeing how to do something completely different, and we show all those points. More importantly, what is the goal we are trying to reach? The goal we are trying to reach is to have something a bit more like this. Maybe I will share with you this. Let me just grab it and share with you. So you can go through and you understand that a proper presentation should be something that is one pointer per slide. People should be able to understand it. If you are not there, you are not killing people with images. I mean, with you are not. Oh, okay, Elvis, you said I should ungroup it. I don't think he's on group, because this I've been using that. All those smart apps used to have the feature of you letting them come, even bullet points, letting them come section by section or paragraph by paragraph. So I'm thinking something else is overriding it on my slide, old slide setting. So what other thing did I use that I should share with you? Coolers, right? These templates, let me just, I think I've posted templates. So usually I spend like a whole day looking for templates that can be multi-purpose. If I'm doing stuff for finance, if I'm into financial reporting, I'll just look for templates that are around that space. What other resource? I use Flickr for abstract. So I want to explain things that are abstract. Let me show you the kind of stuff that I mean by that you will get from here. You see, this is abstract, right? You will get it better in Flickr. You won't go to PowerPoint, Excel, or Word trying to design this. You know, you get it online. This is also something else that is abstract. This is abstract. Most of the things here, especially when you're talking about things that are not technical, you can always get abstracts for them. You can always go on what is it? Flickr, YouTube, not YouTube, Pinterest, Google search, and grab them. So that's what I'm trying to say. Thank you very, very much. We'll continue from here next week. See you next week. I need to rush off. So if you're interested in the Excel, you can join us. Let me see if I can share the link of the Excel one. So the Excel, we have a special guest who is going to take us through. It's taking us through Power Excel and Power Automate, how you can trigger automate processes in Excel. So let me just grab for you the link, and then next week we'll continue from here on the PowerPoint. Okay. If this was not being recorded, I will have shown you some real slides that our clients like, but I can't. So that's why I just had to use that my project as example. So thank you very, very much, and thanks for staying this long. See you next week.